I'm Jacob,
I'm Yuri.
and we're going to the Arctic.
We're in the Arctic Trucks Ford Super Duty
F350, and I'm not going to launch it for reasons I'll explain later.
It's not that slow.
I'm not floored. It's not slow at all.
Horsepower and torque.
475 horsepower, 1,050 pound-feet of torque from a 6.7-liter turbo diesel V8.
And did they do anything to the suspension or frame or body or anything?
Yeah, slight modifications, different tires and things like that. So we've got an Arctic truck here. We're both wearing our Arctic coats.
Oh, I thought you said Arctic cat.
Close enough, Yuri. This is actually an Arctic exploration vehicle that we are driving on public roads because it is road legal. And I have been trying to set up this review since 2022. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't even see. So I would appreciate it if you guys subscribe for all the effort that we put into these reviews.
Thanks for subscribing, everybody.
And a big shout out to Arctic Trucks for getting us this thing on the road at Cliche Corner. Yeah, that's right. We're sending this thing through Cliche Corner today.
I'm scared for my life.
Okay, so Yuri, what do you want to start with?
Okay, they build these to go over the Arctic, over crazy terrain, especially for companies doing mining. It started in Iceland. This is the company that built the ones that Top Gear drove that started a volcano in the Hilux.
And that episode is one of my favorite episodes of Top Gear of all time. They literally prepped that Hilux, the one that Hammond took a dump out the back. So there's options like toilet seats for trucks like this.
And they're new to North America, and they're doing F250s, F350s, stuff like that. They're going to be doing some Toyotas, but in the rest of the world, they do like Mitsubishis, Toyota Hiluxes, all kinds of stuff. I followed their Instagram for Kazakhstan.
Oh, nice. I followed their North America one. I looked at their website. They have the Tacoma on 44s, which is unreal. And by the way, here's what it looks like next to my 2010 Ford Raptor. It looks like a baby truck. I'm now embarrassed to drive this thing.
Yeah,
so
you should be.
If anyone has a Raptor, that is my Raptor for scale. And if you're thinking about buying a Raptor because you think you're so tough like I did, no, you're all babies. This is what you need.
Yeah, instead of going to tsp.truecar.com to buy one of these, just go to their website and buy one.
Yeah. Or you can buy one of these and they can actually upfit any F350, any Super Duty. They also do some F150s and a lot of other trucks. So this is actually a 2022 and they can do the same conversion on a Super Duty to anything 2017 and up.
And I know this sounds like an ad, but it's not an ad, it's just the backgrounder on this really cool company.
I mean, look at this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the AT44 package and that references the tire size. So no, there is no Continental recommended tire size for this.
But Continental does do agricultural and mining tires, so they can put big tires on stuff.
Yes, but these tires are made specifically by Nokian with Arctic Trucks, so it actually does have the Arctic Trucks logo on the tires.
Yeah, the coolest thing about these tires, you can air them down to get more traction and spread out your weight. You can air them down from 30 PSI that we're rocking right now to 3 PSI or even 1 PSI.
From inside the cabin, because we have a central tire inflation system just like a Hummer H1.
Well, Hummer H1 is internal, these are external, so we want to plug in from the outside before we do that.
Yeah, but we do have this switchboard in the cabin and we can actually pick each individual wheel to air them up or down. And then this particular one also has airbag rear suspension. It's all linked, so there's buttons for that where you can raise and lower the rear.
Okay, and then I asked him how long it takes to fill the tires back up from 3 PSI all the way up to 30 PSI. You know what he said? Guess in the comments below. 10 minutes, because this is a dual compressor system.
And you can also just air them down manually from the outside. There's little valves that you turn and you can just do it manually.
Yeah,
And the craziest part of these wheels as well is that these are also custom made for and by Arctic Trucks. I believe the size is 17 by 15. Yes, 15 width. And they're not bead locked because that would potentially cause problems in maintenance, and they want this to be as reliable as possible in the Arctic. That's why the powertrain is also not modified other than the suspension and the axles and differentials. The gear ratios have been changed, and now we have an LSD in the front and a rear E-locker.
My favorite thing he told me was that when they send the trucks to Antarctica,
yes,
the bottom one with the penguins,
okay,
sometimes they remove the rear brakes because they're not going fast enough that they need them, and the rolling resistance can slow it down fast enough because lightweight is a key thing. Like that didn't even cross my mind.
And we are driving this thing on road, and the gentleman who drove it to us actually drove it all the way here from Wyoming. So if you're wondering if this is road legal, yes, it is. It is within, I believe, 2.5 inches of the road legal width. So I'm constantly looking at my mirrors to see if I'm within the lanes.
But I have found that you don't really need to respect the lanes. Everyone moves away from you.
Yes, this thing commands respect on the road because you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So I am going towards Cliche Corner right now, and I will be checking my mirrors obscenely amount of time because
Just look straight, man. It's like threading the needle. Don't even think about it.
All right, all right.
Unless an oncoming car comes, then
that's the thing.
Then we're toast.
I am the king of the road. And the best part of this AT44 conversion to me is that it's not like a bro-dozer where they like lift it just for the sake of lifting it, put these little baby tires and big wheels on it. They lift it as little as possible to make sure that driver fatigue is down and then the roll stability and all that stuff is lower. So like this is barely lifted. I think it's about 3 inches higher than the standard F350, which is nothing considering the big tires that we have.
Yeah, but they do go into the frame and stuff to make that happen without putting like a 15-inch lift kit on it.
And obviously they have these massive fender flares, so I'm gonna use these tires into Cliche Corner. I'm not gonna full send it because it's kind of ridiculous, but honestly, it's way better than I expected. I kind of expected this to be like beyond terrible on the road, but it's really not.
Are you in your lane?
I don't know, and it doesn't matter.
Okay, remember, worst case scenario, hug the right. We'll just crawl up the hill.
Yeah, I could go whatever hills I want. Oh, the bump over Cliche,
what bump?
Actually, though,
yeah, the
for
way
real,
this thing absorbs bumps is pretty funny.
which is what I expected from like literally balloon tires. Like it's the coolest thing
And
ever.
this is normal tire pressure.
Yes.
If we brought it down, it would just...
Yeah, so this thing glides over the road. The suspension is fantastic. They did an incredible job with this truck because my expectations, I'll be honest, were low for on the road because this is an Arctic exploration vehicle for low speed. This thing handles regular speeds no problem.
Yeah.
And we got a 10-speed auto, which I'm not gonna be flooring it. And the reason I didn't floor it in the beginning of the video is because this is for Arctic exploration. Nobody's meant to floor this thing unless you like absolutely need to. There's a lot of stress in the drivetrain. There's a lot of things going on. You can't turn the wheel when you're dead stopped because you might blow out the power steering pump. Like there's things like that you have to consider.
He told us, have some mechanical sympathy. And I'm like, that's what I thought. I'm like, can we floor it? He's like, not a good idea.
You can, but just don't unless you need to.
You know what I would floor this if it looked like?
I don't know.
If it had the normal bed on it, blue, and said Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Make this into like a monster truck tribute. Oh, baby.
All right, let's get your tribute into here with your hands on the steering wheel, whatever that means.
You're reaching, bro.
I'm just using words that you used against.
Write a script. Rolling launch halfway off the dirt.
Are you sure? Feels like we're on the pavement, Yuri. Actually, though, there was no transition there.
Now I'm in the middle of the road. Now I'm half on the gravel. I feel nothing.
This is unreal. So sick.
Okay, looks.
Unreal.
This looks cooler than so many things on the road. Does this look cooler than that 4x4 square G-Wagon?
Absolutely, it does.
This looks cooler than a normal G-Wagon. Towers it. People need to be getting this for rap videos, for like fashion cars, just to look cool. This is way cooler than like lifted trucks. Put this in a rap video. Drake,
do it.
Buy one of these.
SEMA, this is what you should be building, not what you're currently building.
No, don't make fun of bro dozers.
I will make fun of them.
Bro dozers are sick.
Bro,
the tall ones with the lights.
No. If someone from Carolina saw this, they'd be like, "Oh, I don't understand. How do I squat the back?" Yo, if Whistling Diesel got a hold of this thing.
Oh God. Okay, I don't know where I am on the road. I'm just gonna.
Don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna drive halfway over the road and hope no cars go.
The road forms around you, Yuri.
Yeah, not if another dump truck comes up this hill.
See, I told you to be stressed out. Bro, get in closer over here.
I am not.
Look at your mirrors.
I've been halfway. Yeah.
You're in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, I cannot drive this down small roads.
Oh, yeah. And we are in 4x2. This obviously can't go in 4 low if it needs to. Ooh. Just a little bit of body roll, just a bit.
Yeah, it doesn't hug the road like that cool F-150 we drove, the fake lightning or whatever it was.
This is meant to hug snow.
Yeah, this is awesome, but it would be scary to drive with oncoming traffic for sure. For them mostly. But.
Yes. And in case you see the steering wheel shaking a little bit throughout the video, these are actually very hard tires to balance, and they use special balancing machines with lots of weights. So it's as good as it can be, and it's not meant to be driven at high speeds for obvious reasons. So we do have some auxiliary switches up here which control the lights in the front. So for the first time that we're driving, all the auxes are actually wired to something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We've got a nice custom bumper at the front and a winch.
And then around back, we obviously don't have a regular bed, but you can get a regular bed.
Yeah, I would prefer a regular bed if it was a fashion truck for
Yeah,
me.
people have been buying these to drive to their like cottages and ranches in Montana, so this makes sense.
All right, more look stuff. The fender flares, custom made by Arctic Trucks.
Yep.
You can get them color matched or black, which is pretty cool. I would go color matched, obviously.
And if you got a standard bed, they would throw the flares on the back as well.
Yeah, and then our this bed, or yeah, this is a bed, right?
I believe
A
so.
flat bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, the electronics is stored in one of the things for all the air inflation stuff.
Yep.
But they can like put in different things. They make this in a 6x6 as well because that will spread out your pressure over the ground even more.
Yeah, so part of the things that they do with the suspension geometry is to make sure that the same pressure is applied to all tires, because that's what you want in a truck like this when you're actually driving on snow with like 1 PSI.
Or a frozen lake or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they did actually have one of their trucks in the Arctic fall through the ice, and then they recovered it a year later, which is pretty cool of them to do that.
Arctic or Antarctic?
Arctic.
All
I think it was in northern Canada, actually.
That was sick. Yeah, so these are for sale at a few dealerships like up in Yukon.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess how many conversions Arctic Trucks have made total?
I actually don't know, Yuri.
You don't know?
I don't know.
About 15,000
Wow.
worldwide.
That's amazing.
That is more than the production of Plymouth Prowlers in the world.
Considering I've never seen one of these, which makes sense in southern Ontario, but that's a lot because they sell them in Norway, Iceland. That's where the company started.
The guy said 25% of trucks in Norway
Norway, yes.
are modified with Arctic Truck stuff.
That's pretty
so
cool.
That's pretty cool.
Maybe
And then,
I should just move to Norway.
apparently people in the UK will also modify with Arctic Trucks, but they don't modify these. They modify like
Hiluxes.
Like yeah, stuff. They
Yeah,
modify
yeah.
stuff to turn it into pretty much just a Raptor.
Right, okay. So, funny stuff with this. So, options that you can get. Now, normally you expect like, oh, Apple CarPlay and heated seats and stuff. No, that's like standard F-150 or F-250 Super Duty stuff. The options from this company include ground penetrating radar. Things like that. That's like the level of options that you get from a company like this.
Yeah, like it's very mining based.
Yes.
And trekking and
But
exploring.
Also flexing. Like, imagine having this on the road as like a regular person.
Yeah.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Well, I don't think you'd be a regular person. You're like
I guess.
some kind of celebrity or important rich person.
Yeah, I mean, the price is better than I expected.
One thing that I would add as a custom part to this,
Okay.
train horn.
Ah. Fair.
It's not enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom! This would be so funny to go like grocery shopping in or whatever,
Yeah.
or go to Home Depot, pick up like 4 bags of sand for your kid's sandbox
Exactly.
in this.
And in terms of interior, it's actually just standard F350 Super Duty. There's
Yeah.
nothing to talk about that's different than any other ones.
Cup holder will fit a small cup. We should do the visor test.
We have to
anyways.
in here.
Since we got to block the Arctic sun that shines 24/7. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, full pass. And one more thing about the interior is that we do have a gauge pod, and no, it's not for turbo boost and nitrous or anything like that. That is for your tire pressures, which are showing 0 because we don't have the system actually hooked up. And then you can actually see your air pressure and everything like that.
And the reason that they're not using sensors in the wheels is because when you're down to 1 PSI or 3 PSI, it'll pop them off.
You'll just crack the sensors. Seats are very comfortable. I wouldn't mind exploring the Arctic in this thing.
Yeah, I think this is probably better than like a Hilux.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
I'm familiar with Ford, so I would
Yes.
be happy with it.
But yeah.
And then other cool stuff from like underneath. This doesn't have skid plates, but you can get skid plates for it. It's not also meant for like bumps,
Yeah.
like dunes or whatever. It's mostly just for going places. I guess they don't want you to like be doing like the hardest breakover angles. They just want you to like not get stuck.
Yeah, and then we also do have Fox shocks on this one with external reservoirs, but that's not the standard system that they use. This is like a prototype demo truck. They usually use old man Emu parts, which I've seen on Toyotas and stuff like that, like from the factory.
Yeah, nah, this is cool.
It's super cool.
This is cool. If you could spec one out, any model to be Arctic truckerized, what would you do?
My Raptor. I would 100% get this company to do my Raptor, and apparently they have done Raptor conversions, and I'm extremely jealous of that.
Can I give the typical Yuri answer?
Go for it. The Plymouth Prowler!
No, SSR.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, you know what? I think A Hilux would be cool. Like if you give me the exact Hilux
From Top Gear?
from Top Gear.
Yeah.
But also your Raptor would probably be the coolest option for this.
Because it would just fit. Arctic Trucks, if you want to convert my truck, let me know. I don't know how much that would cost, but I do have the price for this one.
You can keep it for a year and use it as promotion.
Yes.
But then you got to give it to Jacob after when you're done. All right.
That's right.
I think that's pretty much everything. This is awesome. Thank you for setting this up. I personally have subscribed to your Straight Pipes channel because you got me this
Thank
truck
you,
to
Yuri.
drive.
All right. Everybody else, please subscribe.
Let's get to the price.
So the conversion price for this starts at 70,000 US dollars.
American.
That does not include the price of the truck. So this one, as spec'd with this truck, is about 220,000 US dollars.
I feel like that's a better price for more road presence than a lot of like G-Wagon kind of cars.
Yeah, because imagine this costing about 150,000 US dollars. That's not that crazy. People have spent more on bro-dozers, I think.
Rewind. Cybertruck.
Oh, yeah.
Arctic Trucks.
That would be wild. Man, you're gonna have to really bring a diesel generator and charge that thing out there.
Hey man, it's gonna be all show, no go.
Yeah.
What Arctic?
You're gonna have to drop it from a helicopter, and that's how far you go.
I can barely find a gravel road around here to drive on.
Yeah. As a flex thing, I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, hey man, I don't really go off-roading.
No. So thanks for watching. Thanks Arctic Trucks for supplying this vehicle. I really, really appreciate it because this has been a dream come true for me.
Yeah, looking forward to see the Tacomas and the Lexuses.
Yeah.
And what else?
They're doing a bunch of stuff, so definitely follow their Instagram account to see what they're up to.
Thanks for watching. See you later, guys.